Hello and welcome to this Jane's weather update. It is Friday the 8th of March and we'll start with the satellite as per usual. And what a dog's breakfast this looks like this morning. We do have high pressure. You can just see it out in through here. So that's sitting there over the Tasman. That pushes onshore winds in here and produces showers along the coast. You can see with the coloured numbers there. Otherwise, we have a monsoon trough that is running in through here, can produce some big falls if you are directly underneath one of these thunderstorms. And then all of the remains of that travel down into the southwest, and we're in a very stagnant weather pattern. We do have a cold front that is running down in through here. Let's have a chat about that. So having a look at the rain forecast map, we'll go back up to the current weather map. So here is the high pressure moving out through here, onshore winds, monsoon trough. Trough coming down through here, creating wet weather out ahead of it, cold front coming in. Now, if you're in the southeast, we are about to go into a heat wave. It will be the longest one we've had so far this year because this high is going to sit just out to the east, directing that hot air down into the southeast. Here is the cold front, but that is not the guy for us. This one is going to peak across the southwest and then just very slowly slide down in through here, not bringing us any relief. The one in behind it, all the way back over here off the map at the minute, that is the one that is going to bring us relief, and that is not until Tuesday if you're in the southeast here. Okay, so let's go through the 8 days in terms of rainfall. So for the next week, a very stagnant pattern. It's been looking like this almost for a week now so far. So the pattern is not moving. All of the rain is in the west, but it's not in the southwest. So it needs to be out ahead of that low pressure, and the southwest corner does miss out. Instead, it's falling through these inland areas. In fact, I was going to look for a place on the map to find where the heaviest falls were, and there are hardly any towns there, so there wasn't really anything to show. So this is falling in an area that does not see this much rain normally at this time of year, but that's where it is because that's where the stagnant low pressure is. It peters out by the time it reaches the southeast. I'll come back to that in a sec. Up on the east coast here, we know we've got a high pressure system sitting here. So from the northern New South Wales coast and upwards, that's where those onshore flows are. Showers, the occasional thunderstorm, not really extending inland. So a big dry area all through these eastern states, including the southeast. However, at the end of this period, there is the chance that we are going to get some wet weather. Now, it is the remains of what is happening over here, just coming across into the southeast. The models are definitely not in any consensus yet. Some have some bigger falls, the other ones definitely don't. Then the ones that had the bigger falls will take them away. So we need to wait until we've got all 4 of those models saying something similar to have some high confidence in that. At the moment, that is not there because it is pretty much a full week away. But do keep in mind, a bit of a heads up, there could be something coming to the southeast. We'll have the cool change move through after all of that heat, and then there may be some rain on the horizon. Okay, let's go through day by day. Day 1 being Friday, all of the action is over here, mainly in the north today. There is the cold front moving across the southwest. That doesn't have much moisture with it. It's not connected to this tropics. Otherwise, just a bit of activity in the east coast here. Dry as a bone across the southeast. Dry as a bone across the southeast for Saturday, for Sunday, and for Monday. There's no cool change either. Here it is for Saturday, coming down into these parts once again. And I could pretty much go through 3 days. This map isn't changing much at all. There's Saturday, there's Sunday, there's Monday. Hardly moving. This is just a very stagnant trough, producing showers, thunderstorms, and areas of rain out ahead of that. Heading into Tuesday, it is still here, this is still here, this is still here. Nothing in the southeast yet. However, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as we go through those days, that's what we could be possibly looking at across the southeast here. Again, definitely not high confidence yet, but it is something to watch. At least maybe a little bit of rain will help us out. Okay, let's have a look at the week as a whole, just looking at the Euro seasonal model. And we know what that rain's doing. The rain's all falling over here, all the dry areas over here, so that's what the temperature pattern does too. So this is all cooler than average. All of this here is warmer than average. However, the cool change does move across the southeast just in through here on Tuesday. So most of this is early on in the week. There'll be some cooler air coming down into here. Okay, so that's it for next week. Large area of heat. Let's have a look at the rainfall pattern. And we know this. It's coming down into the west, missing the southwest corner. All dry in through here. It's just coastal activity and it's nothing extreme for this time of year. However, this is showing that, yes, we might get something in the tail of this system as it crosses here later next week. Okay, let's head into week 2. So this is the week beginning Monday, the 18th of March, and cooler air does follow on in that potential rain that does come in. So that has some indications of that, but still a lot of heat that is out ahead of it. So let's go back. we've got heat, and we have got heat. So if you're in these areas here, it's a fairly hot 2 weeks ahead. Now, not hot every single day, but overall above average. Again, cooler air coming down in through here. Because is this one keeping going? Let's have a look. Starting to break up as we go into week 2. So nothing here for the southeast, unfortunately. Some cold front just hitting the southwest and then falling away. So not a lot of activity here, but the monsoon trough continuing up in the north and perhaps something in through here. Is it a cyclone that could be coming in? We'll see. Okay. What is causing all of this in through here? Madden-Julian oscillation. We keep a close eye on that one at this time of year. We are noticing that it is just now coming straight into our area, and it's got a long phase ahead of it coming into that green. So all of that tropical activity, it is here to stay for quite some time, at least through the middle part of March and heading into sort of 19th there. And then this model has it coming back around again, may be ready for phase 2 as well. We go into the early part of April. So tropical activity, tick, it is with us. Let's have a look at these ones. So these are the long range in terms of what's happening in the Pacific Ocean here. And I wanted to show you this because we've just updated to these models in through here, these models in through here. Here we are. Here is our El Nino. If you're in the southeast, you're very aware that it is there now because the Tasman Sea stopped in the last week of January, and so it is hotter and drier than average overall. Hotter when that high moves out to our east and produces those northerly winds. Okay, so this shows that we're going to potentially take a bit of a change in that Pacific Ocean. So we've got one model that really loves it. These two are liking it. These guys are all heading in this direction. So what you'll note from this here is each and every model is taking a bit of a downward trajectory. So none of them are up here. So that means El Nino repeating itself, usually, most likely not, whereas there is the potential to go into La Nina. Now that's one piece of the puzzle, what the Pacific Ocean is doing. Okay, having a look at the Indian Ocean. Interesting. This is what's happening in the last couple of weeks. So we came out of that as the monsoon came in. So that was pretty much here, bubbled around, and then took a bit of a sharp dive. Now, none of these models are expecting this sharp dive. This may be related to the monsoon because the Indian Ocean dipole at this time of year, so over summer and into the start of autumn, the monsoon takes over, and so this is not a great indicator of what it's actually doing in terms of pushing moisture towards us. As we go through autumn, winter, and spring, that's when it becomes more apparent. So this is what we're looking at here. So this, an anomaly potentially related to the monsoon, this here is the actual guidance. We've got some of them up in the drier part, so that would offset the Pacific Ocean. We've got some of them heading downwards, so definitely not clear cut in terms of what the Indian Ocean is expecting to do this year. Okay, let's have a look at our consensus forecast. So this is using our new machine learning, our advanced consensus. If you haven't signed up for the trial yet, please do. Here's a bit of a demonstration. Having a look at Melbourne. Having a look at these temperatures. I'll say it, it's gross. I'm not looking forward to this weekend. I don't like hot weather. You may have gathered that by this stage. 39, 38, 37. So that's what all of the guidance is showing. I'll jump to Saturday. I'll expand it out so you can see the individual models. Now the Euro, finally, this morning, we've moved forward in the process of being able to get the real Euro data. Get excited. This will be so much better. So this one is actually up in through here at about 36, 37. So this is a maritime influence on that particular model. But you've seen that our machine learning model has learned that when Euro is down here, it actually thinks it's up in through here. So it has already adapted to those conditions. This is what is so good about this machine learning model that we have. Okay, so this is showing all of this heat coming in through here. Look at the winds as we go across the weekend. I'll expand this back down. So all northerly. There was a hint of a very weak cool change on Sunday night into the early hours of Monday, but then it washes out again, and this one does not have it anymore. That cool change is staying to the south, that trough line. So as we go into Monday, again, so these are hot nights too in between. It's 3 days of heat during the day and no relief overnight. Then finally, here it is coming through on Tuesday morning, and there is our cool change. If we want to have a look at some of this wet weather coming through, potentially Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there is the chance of some of that in through here. 9 millimeters is the total that the average of the weather model. So again, not guaranteed, but a hint of something on the horizon that may give us a little bit of relief. All right, let's head over to Kalgoorlie. I said I was looking for some towns that could show where that major rainfall was, and there's hardly anything there. It's literally falling out in the desert. However, Kalgoorlie is right on the edge of that, and this one has 53 millimeters over the next week, most of it falling in through here while that trough is there. That is very unusual for this time of year. So when does it come? It comes in later Friday, so tonight into Saturday morning. We've got 1 to 9, so up to 10 millimeters. This one 4 to 31 millimeters. So it depends if you get these thunderstorms that are overhead, then there will be heavy falls underneath. We have improved the way we use our. Let me just move this out of the way. I'll put me up there. The way we display our storms, how we've calculated them, they're now not just using CAPE, but they're also using something called K-index, which gives a really good idea of when that powerful instability is there and can produce a thunderstorm. So we have improved that formula, and you'll notice that it says risk in through here. And if I look in through here, it says risk there too. It means the risk is there in the area, but may not hit your exact spot. Okay, let's just randomly move me back over here. Okay, let's head into Horsham. So here's the southeast. Just pick Horsham because, why did I pick Horsham? Because we've got heat that's showing over the weekend, but then we do have the potential for some rain on the horizon here. You'll see it isn't very much. It's 5 millimeters. Getting back to that rain outlook, there we go, 5 to 10 sort of in this area. That's what we're looking at. Let's head through to Thursday here. So Wednesday, not overly likely. Thursday, Friday is when it may hit these parts here. So just showing you that there is potentially some relief on the horizon, but it is definitely not guaranteed. Look at these numbers. It starts with a 0 to 9. It starts with a 0 to 6, 0 to 0.1. I'll expand these out because not every model likes it. It is some do, and then some really like it in one model wrong, and they pull it back again in the next one. We've got to get closer to that to see all 4 of those models coming close together. Then we'll have more confidence on what is happening there. If you want to keep up to date with all of the developments we're doing here at Jane's Weather, head to Jane's Update. Here is me randomly up in the corner again. But this one here, product updates, and that shows you literally what we are doing here. And the last update was quite lengthy. You can go and read it there at Jane's Update. I will see you next week. In the meantime, head to janesweather.com and stay up to date with what is coming your way.